Hello, hello. Welcome. What's going on, everyone? We are kicking off a sweet community race for the All Dungeons tournament. I got my sweet co-commentator, Stu Pod, or Apathy Duck. How you doing, bud?
I'm alright, how are you?
Doing great. We're going to show you some hot commentary. We got a couple of guys who are going to fight to improve their average times. And then we got a couple of guys who are just going to... So I think what's one up is going to improve his time. I think that's it right here. And then Alase, Kosler, and Azder.
Azder's also looking to improve his time. Oh.
Perfect, yeah. So, so it shouldn't be too bad. Gonna be a good time. So Duck and I are gonna hang out and shit with you. I'm gonna do about 20 or 30 minutes on pumping, and then Duck's gonna commentate the rest of it. That's about it.
I'll talk about stair turns.
And only hype will be chest turns. If you don't get 10 chest turns, it's over. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't chest turn enough for you last night.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you forfeited. Nicely done. Congratulations, Glenn, on the victory.
Glenn didn't chest turn either.
Yeah, but I like Glenn. So.
Oh, that's a good point.
And we're off. We're going to do as you guys know, the first 10 minutes is going to be Escape at Eastern.
Yeah, I hope you guys weren't expecting the normal professional streaming content that we...
No, this is not going to happen. There's
That is not this.
No way. I'm going to do my best to actually pay attention to 4 different streams.
Yeah, be a little rough.
Yeah, that's all right. All right. Well, as you've duly known, you can running through Escape. We're going to be getting the sword, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I got. So we'll just be silent for the next 10 minutes and just enjoy the stream.
It's a nice sword time they all got. 101s.
Yeah.
It's real impressive.
Right.
Off the pumping. I mean, Alase is known for his pumping skills, but that's another level.
Listen, I'm starting to think that there's something to be said about the PlayStation 4 DualShock controller for pumping.
There might be.
No. It's like, have you ever seen, like, I don't know, I've seen a nice or so. I'm gonna...
I think you're cutting out a bit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just on my end.
It's just me, I think. Too many fun things going on at once. Any better at all?
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Maybe I'll talk into my mic this time instead of
that'll help.
salt and vinegar chips. Yeah, I'll stop that.
The good crunchy commentary we got going on today.
All right, the chips are gone, guys. Come on. Is it appropriate that every time that one up chest turns, I could hit a mushroom that like?
Go for it. But yeah, so we do have the wild card spot on the line here. One up is really the only one who's in contention. Maybe Azder. Azder had 2 pretty rough races, so his average is pretty low. He's kind of in the the formerly occupied by Duck spot in the lead right now. But I mean, Azder's real good. His PB's in the 113s. He can 112 even this race, and I wouldn't really be surprised.
No,
I'm not sure that would get him into the. Well, never mind. He doesn't need the wild card. I'm silly.
No, he's in. Yeah, no. Yeah, the truly surprising thing was looking at Azder's, because they are not indicative of his skill level. Like, we used the dropping the time to kind of even things out, but he punted a little bit on the second one as well. So
yeah, I mean, I can tell you something about punting 2 races. So
you've never done that. I mean, good. Yeah, you're really leaning on this.
You're cutting out again, bud. Sorry.
God damn it. I'm going to put this thing right in my face.
Yeah, just get it like in your mouth if you can.
Oh yeah, I'm going to put this right. I'm going to make it right to the back of the throat. There we go. Hopefully a little better.
But yeah, what we're saying, so one up, his PV is a 114.43, I think, and he basically needs like a 114 flat. to Bop Shady, who I see lurking in chat, making sure he's going to see if he's actually going to move on.
Sweating.
Yeah, well, I mean, one up has definitely improved a lot. I don't think he had a PB in this before the tournament started, and he's already got that 114, which is a really good time. So like, I wouldn't be like, if he did PB and he could PB by 40 seconds here, it wouldn't be entirely surprising. So that'd be exciting. Like I said, Azder is also, he's just looking to improve. Again, he could. He had a couple rough races, some bad. I think he died to helmet in both races. Honestly, he had some troubles.
I mean, salvaging a 117 and a 180.
But yeah, no, I mean,
still pretty good. You know, it's
the thing.
awful.
It's like you have one bad thing in this category, you can lose 2-3 minutes easily, and your time looks real shitty. But you actually played well for 99% of it.
Yeah,
which is why we kind of did the one drop thing, because like you can have such bad outliers in this category. Awase actually knows something about those outliers. He lost to Andy by a squeaker in the very first match, basically because he missed the 1-1 on Ganon, and then he got a little hard lock against Swerb. So Awase kind of, it was going to be Shady and 1-up in the wild card spots, but since Awase actually went 1 and 2 in groups, but his other 2 runs were both 112s, he's actually holding down the top wild card spot.
Yeah, no one's really coming any close to that. I think, like, so he allowed Swerb to get in. I think, right? Is the
Swerb, the Devil Swerb, who is 2-1 based off of two hard locks.
I mean, it goes to show you that this category can screw you 2 times in a row. So 2 different races, 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
and you notice his name all the way down on the 46th seed on the chart. Listen. Congratulations to him to getting in, but I mean, like, that same thing happened. Like, Tiso 15 also like is of the higher average of runs, but still didn't get in just because, I mean, that's why we do the races in groups, right? So
yeah, I mean, I was I had the die to ball and chain and then reset thing, and because he had a 117 PB at the time, and like I just automatically reset. And I was like, okay, I should be fine still, right? And then like through like Misery Meyer, he was like minus 120 on his PB. I'm like, did I just completely fuck myself? He's god gaming, and unfortunately he ended up having a kind of a disaster in Ganon's Tower, and ended up forfeiting.
That would be your luck though, like someone PBing by like 2.5 minutes, just absolutely crazy.
No, I got lucky because I had the ball and chain death, and then he was playing real well, and then some other bad stuff happened to him in that one, and then my my Ice Palace adventure, which I did it 4 times in one run, Parisian was ahead of me for a good bit, and then he had a soft lock issue on Turtle Rock, unfortunately. So I got lucky actually to go 3-0, and then fortunately I finally actually had somewhat of a good run against Glan.
So actually, so it's funny if you're actually looking. So half the runners are actually, Jesus Christ, Citrus. There you go. And Awase has a pretty, so it's pretty reasonable. And so does Kosler. Not surprising, but given the 4 people, I'm surprised Azder is not going through it. He's kind of a memer and likes really hard stuff. Very strange.
Yeah, Azder still has the actual low percent world record. No one has still done that run deathless. It's basically him and Dow. We're going back and forth with it. So he's a real strong player. Plays a lot of the randomizers. The good old SMZ3. Azder is just absolutely
clowning on people. Yeah,
him and another one are the guys in this tournament. Aussie just destroys everyone in those. So. But Azder's obviously real good at this game. He is more of a SM main, so he doesn't know it's not that he doesn't know, but he doesn't main this, so he's a little rough around the edges on some parts, but he just pure skill, ability to, like I said, he's got the lows. He's a really good reactionary player.
Yeah, so I mean he's getting carried just by raw skill here, which is good. I mean I think that it's one of those things. Some people are lucky that Azder is not grinding this category because his time would be a lot lower, and hell, he's also answering questions in chat. He's the first person to write Cara Costa while also doing.
Yeah,
this guy.
I'm sure we'll see a couple puns in this race too.
Oh, perfect!
Could not resist.
God damn it! Oh man. So I mean, overall, like I mean, as we still continue through Eastern, and it's very very unexciting for this part of the tournament. It's like we've had like I've actually been pretty impressed by just how good people have gotten at this category. Like even going from never having a PB at all to posting 118s, like a lot of the amount of people that have sub 115 that have never run the category before is actually pretty astounding and actually awesome,
Yeah.
especially for someone like you who has been like championing this category for probably over a year now.
Yeah, it was the relay, the SM relay last year that really got me into it. I got put on the relay when I had a 119 when the relay started, and by the time the relay actually kicked off, I had a 113. So like I did most of my like I got the sub 90, and then I did most of my like grinding in this game in AD, and then I finally went back to NMG for a bit just because. I don't. I still prefer this category. I think it's a lot of fun. All the clips and stuff. It's faster too, which is nice. So it ends faster. Like
Yeah.
NMG like towards the end just really starts feeling like a slog, and like kind of right before this category gets to the slog part, it's just over.
Yeah, the last 15 minutes you start to get a pretty grind on you mentally. Worth noting, I do need to say that the Colster is leading in the chest turn category, so just keep an eye on that. I'll be keeping a counter.
Yeah, I think Koza's probably gonna walk away with that one.
He's probably the only one person really going for it.
Probably.
Which is hurtful. Oh, Kosler. Is he going to lead in the chest turn and red armors category?
Is looking likely right now. Hopefully one up also manages to, yeah, there's the Mino red guy. So in this category, it's really bad to do that because of the arrow situation in pod. There's no other arrows you got to pick up. Basically, you're looking for the one drop, and if you don't get it, you need to go get some sort of backup arrows. So he's either going to need... There's a backup strat in Mimics, which I don't see too many people doing. If not, you're going to lose about 2 seconds getting like those drop-down arrows.
How much time do you lose on?
Lose on what?
On the backup Mimics strategy. Do you know?
The backup Mimics, it's actually about the same. Like I can do... For me, it's like 5 flat for a really good normal mimic strategy, and it's about 720 for the backup mimics. But you pick up 2 arrow pots. You can actually go through there faster, but generally you want to pick up both pots just because at that point it kind of becomes worth it because you're priced in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do it, it kind of sucks to do it, but then you tend to pick up so many arrows, especially if you get the drop from the mimic. You can pick up 15 arrows in that room, and then all of a sudden you're set for arrows, and you're actually in a pretty good position even to maybe skip the chest in GT, so it can kind of pay you back off like 10 splits later, which is kind of funny.
If you're looking to gold your GT, pick up your arrows. Odd, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're farming golds and you're having a real bad pod and you think your run's dead already, just go ahead and pick up all the arrows, and you can set up for a free gold farm literally 10 splits later.
Absolutely. I want to pep it a little trouble, but pretty clean so far on the clips situation. Not a lot of people like a lot of people opting for that stupid screen, like very differently. I know I've been style of walking.
Yeah,
a lot of you guys tend to dash or do the gland style, and you don't do that.
Yeah, honestly the gland dash is the only one that's... The gland dash is only like 5 or 6 frames slower than like the riskiest version of the dash, and like that screen goes so fucking poorly if you get hit, because like not only do you get hit, then the guards are completely off cycle, and you very much have to kill them at that point to be able to deal with them.
Yeah.
So it's like the risky dash just absolutely is not worth it, and like the gland dash is only like 10 frames faster than the walk.
Yeah.
So like until you're really really pushing good times in this category, it's like it's not worth it to do anything but the walk.
Yeah.
I say that as I dash every single time.
Of course you do. One Up just had the worst death mountain I've ever seen. He got dead rocked every single.
He is alive, so it is not the worst death mountain I've ever seen.
That is true.
Yeah, we'd like if you haven't seen this category before the new DMA and this Kiki Yeet, like the old DMA we had to do like dash into dead rocks blind on a broken camera, and it was the worst.
Yes.
Like you would always take damage, and then we had to go up Death Mountain like you would normally in NMG, which everyone knows what sort of fucking hell that is. So just being able to get into pod where you didn't have to pick up any hearts. You need to be, the worst you can be is -2 to be able to be full health going into the back without needing some luck from the Helma. But like the situations where you never have to pick up any hearts were very, very rare. And multiple times you have to pick up multiple hearts. Now I very rarely have to pick up a heart. And like when we found the new DMA, it was like, oh, this is going to be like we have no RNG to deal with. And it was like, well, except for that little tiny part on Death Mountain, we still have to do. It's like, but how bad could that possibly be?
Oh yeah, I've died there.
I have died. I've died there. I've died in the Desert Palace split on Death Mountain from Dead Rocks.
Yeah,
that is
it's so brutal.
Yeah, that was impressive.
It just makes the thing is like not having the health concerns like makes me way more comfortable. I noticed my skips have become more reliable just because I'm like not going in there with like 2 hearts half the time.
Yeah.
Which is like nice. I'm also like the only thing I'll ever attribute Ducks to this world here is the use of pause menu on all those buffers, like buffering the menu on the Kiki skip as well.
I think it was FSG that pointed that out to me. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't believe that he would do something so safe. Yo, nice 5 chest turns for Kosler. He's running away with it. These guys cannot hit.
Well, at one point I was like, hey, you can, instead of slashing up once and then slashing again to buffer, you can just slash once and then buffer real quick if you really want to frame over it. And then FSU is like, why don't you just use the menu? I'm like, oh yeah. So then, I mean, I would probably became more of a proponent of it. Like before this tournament, it was like 47 runs on the board, and a lot of those were like the old school boys who ran this before like all the bomb clips and everything that aren't around too much anymore. We're over 80 now, so we almost doubled the amount of people on the boards from this tournament.
People do not realize how much more accessible this category is with the bomb clips now.
Yeah, I mean, I never ran it pre-bomb clips. That's right when I started running, or Link to the Past in general. I think it's right when they came out. And then, like, I learned this category. Like, this was always kind of like looked at as like an advanced category. There weren't like too many people who didn't have at least like a sub 90 running it, because it was just considered to be a lot harder. You know, I had this Helma stuff. You had to do all this stuff like effectively sankless within Thieves Town and Skull Woods. No one got silvers. Like Azder was the only person who got silvers, of course. Now he doesn't even get them now. Because I think Azder was also running on USA or something wild like that.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, he was doing some funny stuff. And it was actually briefly looked at if silvers were actually going to be faster, because people started doing the math, and it was close enough that we had to like sit down and really time it. And it was so it came out to be like, yeah, it was like it's about 20-second time loss. So it was, I think you're like, well, it's not optimal. And then we were all sitting there, it's like, well, for newer people, that's a great fucking safety, because you know, Helma is so with like the silver safety, and like the bomb clips, like you do not need to be like, you don't need a sub 90 to run this category. Like even at this point, I even say in the tutorial, like if you're just a fan of glitches and you're not really interested in NMG, but you're interested in this, like you can start with this. Like I really see no, like you just need to be able to do the spin speeds and the like dash buffers. Like we've said before, there's only like 4 things you really need to be able to do. DMA, you need to be able to do DMD.
And like that's pretty much
like you could get if you can't teleport, you can get the flute, and you can like go to Turtle Rock like the old school way with not doing the mirror wrap and clip into Laser Bridge.
But that's almost necessary at this point. Like you do really like, but like, I mean, even with those being the requirements, there are a lot of people who don't have NMG times or not very good NMG times at all. Have only played it a couple times. Have really migrated to this category, and this is all they do, which is awesome.
Yeah. There's we did advertise on the Rando Discord for this tournament as well. We were hoping to pick up some of the like overworld glitch guys, and we did get a couple of them. Most of the people who did join, who like are more like rando mains, like have actually sat down and played NMG at least. But like for a couple people, this is probably the most like Aussie. Aussie did 5 NMG runs and got a 127 and stopped. Like, because he did play so much rando, he was just good at the game, and then like he just sat down and actually learned like the room strats, and he's like, oh yeah, look, sub 90's free.
Easy game, yeah. I mean, listen, this is probably the best part here. Actual gameplay is that everyone lived through Helma, which is like insane. I can't make a 4-way race. Like, odds are one of them should be dead. Like, that's.
Yeah, Aussie's got a nice little lead here. Not Aussie, Oase.
Yeah, one of them.
Just one of them. I didn't realize they were different people till like months into like being in the community, because like
absolutely same.
Like, I saw Owase's name and I heard someone say Aussie. I'm like, oh, that's what his name is pronounced right. I was like, oh, wait, that's a different guy.
Oh, just dumb. That's fine.
Yeah, no, just a big old dummy.
I mean,
one up. So one up. Just want to point out here, one up's PB is. Like a minute behind Azder's and like 2 minutes or like 3 minutes behind mkosler, and they're all pretty much tied right here.
Yeah, but they were looking at 19x sword ups, so
yeah,
this is not a great run.
It's more of a more of a mkosler and Azder issues than, but I mean, like back when the DMA stuff was terrible, we were like sub 19 is what we kind of were saying, was like is 112 range. Just because your pods would go terrible so often, you'd be plus 20, plus 30 on that, and you'd be like, "That's fine. This run's fine."
Yeah.
Ari got a low one at a 112.09 with a 1851 pod, so like 111 is possible with a. I mean, granted, you have to play like Ari for the rest of it. So
yeah.
It's not exactly free, but certainly possible.
Yeah. Ase is 26 seconds out of pod right now, so he's having a pretty good run, for sure. He's like, so maybe I'm taking it back. Maybe I don't want at the beginning of brackets next round.
Yeah. The just looking at the names on brackets, like there are no freebies anymore. Like everyone is besides me.
Yeah. I was gonna go with the 121. But I mean, let's.
Swerve's a great guy. Don't be nice.
I love Swerve, and Swerve would enjoy me busting his chops. So
it was fun. I was actually watching Swerve during the Oase race, and he was just like he saw Oase, hardlock, and then like Oase had more stuff happen to him. He ended up forfeiting, and I'm not entirely sure why, because he did finish the run. It would have been like a 130 or something though.
Yeah.
And Oase's got a low 112 that he got in that first race, and like I'm sort of just saying like this category is fucking stupid.
I don't think I've ever finished a run that was plus 10 minutes or plus double digits. So I get it. Like I get it what he's doing. But
yeah,
he still had a chance.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Sorry.
Well, no problem. Dark probably has some people coming over in quarantine times. mkosler with the 7 chest turns. Should giving us the business here. No, we were talking about it's just like these tournament times are actually pretty excellent. Like I'm pretty excited to see like the bracket stage. Like obviously we have Zelna, who's going to be our number one guy going in, but it goes all the way down to like we're going to see like a 117 in brackets, but that's not too bad. We have a very strong, capable level of 113, 114s sitting over here, and all these people's PBs are much better than what these are looking at, so it should be pretty good. mkosler and 1UP are still like, so for 1UP to like, even if mkosler's not having the best run, like for him to have started and ended the same time, shows that 1UP's actually playing pretty well. Meanwhile, Oase is on a kind of a tear right now. Him being way out there for having a 112 something right now. So this kid, I actually want to bring him up to.
Oase has a low 112 right now.
Yeah, so you said he's plus 26 or minus 26 on.
Yeah, he's minus 30 after Hera now.
Oh my God, he's ripping and tearing, huh? So I mean, we might be watching a 111 in the books. But obviously the rest of the category is still has to be played.
There's a little bit of game left, yeah.
Fuck it. End it after Thieves Town, please. But bring it home. screw it. I mean, it's like, but I mean, if azder is this far back in the same region as, I want to say like, I don't know, 3-4 rooms behind him, like azder's not doing so poorly either. I don't think.
Yeah, everyone's actually having really decent runs. Kosler, not as much as the others, but everyone else is actually pretty well on track with their PB. So,
well, Kosler has a 111, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So,
All right, sorry.
He's got a good early game to run against. So it's gonna be a little tough for him.
Yeah. I mean, Kosler getting bunnied, so that's all you really need to know about what the hell's going on here. But his chest turn counts, you knock 10 seconds off. Good to go. So, did you get another visitor, Duck, or what the hell's going on?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
It's alright. So, it's like these guys are making their way through the rather. I like to say it's like the pod is like the first exciting part of this split of this game, and then after that, it's pretty. I don't know, boring and vanilla, and it kind of like dies down for a bit, and it ramps back up once you get to the desert split.
Yeah, it's kind of pretty straightforward for these two splits. This is really where like people who've got a lot of experience with NMG can start putting up pretty good times. Just you rely on mostly like raw execution to get through these.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like just slightly different things. I mean, like there's only like a couple different. But I mean, outside of getting absolutely screwed in the big block room, very standard Thieves Town. Azder is having an absolutely painful party in that aforementioned room. So, Duck, do we have our brackets drawn up yet in a slight way here, or do we have any like?
Well, we need to. Yeah, things are going to change up a little bit. Let me bring them up. Mm-hmm. Based on like who's going to move up and move down in this race.
Because these are the only changes that need to happen. So like I said, Glenn and I are deadlocked even in our race. We'll have to address that at some point, and then, which I never thought would happen.
Yeah, I wrote a lot of cover your ass rules, and I didn't think about like what if someone's tied.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
So let's see. So Zero still has a time that he could put up. I don't know if he's gonna do one today. I did ping him, and he didn't say anything. So assuming he doesn't go, we have. Oh, Kyung has a. Wait.
Did that just get absolutely? Yeah, I think that
got deleted. We got to fix that.
Yeah, that's right. He doesn't need times. He's fine. I don't remember what that time was. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, the time. Oh, it's the reference got killed. So
okay,
it should be the 1:14:36. Let me see. No, it's still up. Oh, the third one. No, never mind. The 1:15:40. So it's not. That's his drop, anyways. So it worked out. Let me fix it.
Oh, perfect. Even so, I mean, you put that.
Oh, that wasn't. 16. Never mind. Excuse me.
One up has surpassed Kosler on that split. I don't know. Ronald's having a pretty good run so far. I mean,
yeah. He's. Like if he's looking for 114, he came out of pod at like right around that 19-minute mark. That's certainly good enough to do it.
100%.
Even if Kozer's not having the greatest run, just keeping up with Kozer. Like that. I didn't really see what happened to Kozer in that split, but he's only going to be losing, maybe like 10, 12 seconds over his gold split there. Which if you're looking for like a 114 is definitely good enough.
Yeah. So I mean, he's One Up is right on average, right on time with his Thieves Town. He's coming out plus 0.6. But he's got plenty of time. Like he's got a 558 Skull Wood, so he's definitely got time to save here for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Azer's his lowest time right now is a 116, which he's got a 113 PB, so that can definitely come down. So if you kind of assume he gets like a one, he's having a little bit of a rough run, so he's in like a 114 or something. He's up to the 115s. He can actually move up into like playing me. I'm playing Kyong right now that I saw. But like there's there's a lot of people like the top half. It's top 16. Kozer's holding down the bottom spot in the top 16. With 1353 average, which is like for that being the top 50% is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially having to do 3 runs of this, 3 runs that go hopefully decently. That many people putting up 13s and below is really really good. So like I said, there's the brackets are going to get, if you assume just ballpark the top 16 make it, that means the second week is going to be nuts. That's going to be people it's going to be all 112s playing against each other.
Which anything can happen within like a minute of each other, just by 1 or 2 mistakes.
Roboted it out.
God damn it!
Yeah,
I said, that's all right. Anything can happen in like the 113, like the 112 range. If you have 2 guys who are 115 or whatever, that's anyone's race. Like anyone can win that. That's one shit split away, especially in all dungeons. So it's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be watching that, because I'm certainly not gonna make it out of my first round. But I can't wait to see you died a ball and chain and lost there.
Should be good. Should be a good one. But yeah, like after even the top guys, like who's like Doom is 4 now, so 1. Like Andy is playing like Link Orange right now, and that might, if Azure gets a good time, that might change, push everyone down. But if let's say Azure moves up a couple spots, Andy's gonna end up playing Matt 7898. Matt is really putting, he's borderline 112, and he's got a low 112, so they're within a minute of each other.
Yeah.
So like there's the times when you could like die to Helm out or soft lock and win. Those are gone. So without your opponent making a huge mistake. So it's we're gonna have a lot more good matchups. We had a handful of really good matchups. I think the best matchup was the first one still, like that Andy Owase race. Like that one was going to be tough to beat, and I don't think anyone really pulled it off, because they both had clean races. They both PB'd. Andy had a little bit of a lead going into RNG. Owase ended up catching up in RNG and then missed the 1-on-1 Ganon. And Andy ended up still taking that one. So I think, except for the upset, that was because Owase had a 114 at the time too. He had this massive PB.
Oh yeah.
It was I don't think I know like the Doom Tap Aussie match was also really good. Mostly off the back of Doom dying to blind. But like Aussie put up a 112 in that match, which was a really good time. And Doom coming in just slightly after him with a 113. Like a 113 with a blind death is nuts.
Yeah, it's like Doom also like played pretty well throughout the rest of it. So I mean, the thing about it is like there were some upsets that happened in the brackets that didn't really that in groups rather that like they were really really hyped to watch, but inevitably didn't end up mattering because like the groups were set up needed to upset twice, pretty much if you were a 3 seed to get in there. So difficult.
Yeah. Yeah, most of it went pretty much straightforward. We did have a couple of exciting upsets. I think Pika Pals was the biggest surprise.
Beating Louis, oh yeah, that was insane.
Yeah, again, Louis had a quite an adventure in his run, but like that wasn't just. I mean, Pika didn't win just because like Pika still put up a 115. Pika put up 3 straight 115s, and his PB is a 115. Like I would murder someone for that level of consistency. Like you could do worse in this tournament than having like consistent 115s, because you just like we've seen it happen. Most of the soft locks or anything around a minute. Helmedef's 2 minutes, Vidi and Cold Stare like 3 minutes. Just one big mistake like that. If you're just consistently putting out a 115, like your opponent can't make any big mistakes and you win. So Pika could do fairly well in this tournament. I think like the losers bracket I think is actually gonna be really exciting too, because the first round again it's gonna be guys more in like the 114 to 116 range facing off probably in the first round, minus the upsets that are inevitably going to happen when we have 16 of these matches going on. So we'll have a lot of interesting matches down there as well.
That's be pretty excited to see. So it's gonna be like a double elimination. Ase, sorry to cut my own self off, but Ase getting blocked there, but using a very, very nice. Good. I'm glad he kind of knew the backup there.
So wish we could do that NMG. Like,
yeah, it would make life so much easier. That is such a bullshit corner.
Yeah, like that's actually a lot more impressive than it looks. Like most of the time when you're doing those dash buffers, at least in this category, every single time you have to do one, you are doing it off of like a fairly large dash into it. So you have a lot of time to like switch your grip to get into that dash buffers setup. So to be able to like kind of do it like live right there, just reaction, is actually really difficult. The times I've had to do it, I barely even beat the dead rock despawning. And like I'm pretty good at dash buffers, so
yeah,
like, that's actually really impressive that he can just like recognizes it, switches his grip, gets through there, and saves time over he would from like waiting or like despawning them.
Because that is the key, right? Like being able to do it is like, yeah, whatever. Being able to save time there is like insanity. So like that's really good. That's like, I don't know. He's been playing a lot of this category. You know, for something to stop him from doing his 124 grind to do this, like he's gonna be whooping ass here. I still can't believe that 1UP and mkosler are so close to each other still. Actually, the other three races are. I mean, clearly it's a 400-minute screen, but like they're all together. Awase opted to go around. I thought he was a proponent of doing the bomb clip. I know, but that is a ham school. Going around the top, did I miss, or did he just jump off?
I didn't see. I was looking for ham updates on PB times. Looks like 1UP is +3 after skull, which is good. But again, he's gonna need like a 40-second-ish PB here to actually get this wild card. So he's doing really well, but he would have he definitely needs quite the run. Let me see what his blue balls is in his PB right now.
Well, I mean, so if he's having the run that he's same with pod, right? So that means that he kind of lost a lot of his time there, but he's been keeping up with mkosler's run. But that suggests to me that he has a rather large time save somewhere in the run. I mean, anyone who has a 114 has a large time save later in the run, so he may have some extra time to kill here. I wouldn't be surprised if these two splits were it.
It definitely could. I mean, Meyer, the desert, we always say is like the pace killer. If you're on a really hot pace, you can just be +15 in desert pretty easily without anything going too wrong. Meyer's the absolute run killer. Things can just go completely wrong in that, and like your run is just dead. I think Shady had mentioned before. He's obviously been keeping an eye on 1UP. Shady said that 1UP is actually pretty far away from his sum of best from his PB, so he could have had a couple disasters in his PB run.
Yeah, I mean, and to answer the question in the chat for Bitey there, so this is part of the All Dungeons tournament. There are some people who need a third additional race because of forfeits. So 1UP and Azder are both completing this for a third official time for themselves. And there's someone, and Ultima is also in here doing as well for his average time. So this is just trying to improve averages. So no one's tournament is on the line, but if 1UP can break the wild card spot with a pretty hot run, he can, in fact, make it into bracket. So some things on the line, but mkosler and Awase are kind of playing for battling here.
Yeah, like we said before, 1UP basically needs a 113, any 113 to be able to cut Shady. His PB is a 114.43 right now. He's definitely capable of doing it, and he's like maintaining pace with his PB, but he will need to cut a good 40 seconds off of that to be able to actually make it. In addition to that, there is going to be or hopefully there will be, depending on exactly how many people end up showing up. We're looking to do another tournament, kind of like a mini Prodigy tournament, for the players who didn't make it to the main bracket stage. So if one up doesn't PB here, he did express interest in joining that if he isn't able to get into the main bracket here. So he's playing for seeding in that as well. If he's got, I mean, if he pulls off a decent run, he'll be the top seed in that easily. The top seed right now is so with a 115,
which is not bad. I mean, so looking over at Oase, he's actually point after Desert, which is pretty good considering the shit that happened on Death Mountain, and he had to kind of clip through the wall there. So only losing 10, and beating that thing means that he kind of survived a little worse than he could have. So, but he is running against a 720 at the moment, so it's going to be difficult for him to save time here. Hopefully, he doesn't lose as much, and hopefully, he gets a clean clip as well. Let's see. All three in Miami. One up has fallen slightly. Velocity's fallen slightly behind. One up, sorry. One up's behind mkosler a little bit, but still putting a pretty good showing. Azder's still keeping with mkosler as well, so not too bad. This guy's putting on a decent show.
Yeah, we did have a pretty good turnout. It looks like we got like 12 people on the race so far.
Yeah, which is pretty good for a set 11.
Can I not count? I think. Did you count race spot?
I always count race spot.
Yeah. Race spot's a grinder.
Gonna hit the entrance button and see what's going on. I mean, do we have a couple of forfeits already though?
Oh, we do. Okay.
Doom Tap is forfeited because he can, and I think A0 has having some internet problems. So 10 still racing.
Yeah, and Airy failed EBJ twice, so anyone's game right now.
Oh wow! Look at this.
And Boyne said he had his best ever EP and then an 806 pod. So
ooh,
again, 806 would have been like, yeah, I'll take that in the old DMA. Now it's just terrible.
Yeah, if you're not sub-8ing, it's tough to defend.
With the old DMA, just because of variance and just it was a little slow. Like the new stuff is about like 8 seconds faster overall. So obviously there's it's easier to get sub 8 just because it's faster. There's also way less variance. Before sub 8 was like amazing if you could get a sub 8. Now it's like if you don't, it's just it feels bad for people with like the 112 and above times, obviously.
Hell, I have a 113 now, and even if I don't sub 8, there's a tier that is getting shed, and I think, but
yeah, you should have a 112 once you have a disaster-free run, or
or at least a decent run. Like that's why I turned out. So it's like disasters and all. Jesus Christ! I want to say going with a really scary setup with that Moldorm.
Yeah, that Moldorm is so you want to do this big dash down on the bottom, and you could just dash straight into the bottom to get that bonk for the bonk setup, but the Moldorm is going to do what the Moldorm does. So a lot of people elect to cut off their dash and deal with the Moldorm.
Ooh, baby, we get the Meyer bomb jump from 1M Kosler. Slow as shit, but nice. Slow as hell, but he did it, which is nice.
I don't think he's been made. I think he might just be doing that because this is a completely dead run for him. So maybe trying to farm a Meyer gold here.
We're trying to meme it up. Big fan. Big fan. And this is... I never feel like my run is actually a run until I make it through this Meyer clip.
Yeah.
Safely. Like it's like you beat Helmasaur and then clip, and then the rest of the run breathe easy and like worry about more execution stuff. This clip is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that like it's a pain in the ass to reset up because you don't have the pot anymore to get you the correct setup, and because it's like 2 buffers up and everything, like it just takes so long to redo. Like if you fail it, you're losing 12-15 seconds easy right there. So it can maybe not kill your run, but certainly kill your pace.
Yeah, I mean, if I can offer any, what I've taken to doing recently in my races, and I'll bring up the
Was
the
it the
document we have with the 4 pictures and just literally just like familiarize myself with how to fix that thing because I refuse to lose a run to that bullshit anymore.
Yeah, shoutouts to Kelsey for yelling at me to actually put pictures because I was trying to like explain it, and I was like, she's like, why don't you just put pictures of everyone? I was like, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Can you imagine 2020 bringing pictures into the fold? Holy
Yeah,
shit!
I know. I mean, jeez, I mean, before you look at Blunt's old tutorial for that thing, and before you start getting too mad at me by the quality of what I put out, because that thing was
Whew, okay.
yeah, it wasn't. There's he was like explaining, it's like, I don't know, there's kind of like an arrow over here you can look at, but whatever, you just kind of clip through. Some bad shit can happen and it won't work. You can kind of fix it.
Yeah, see you later. It's just like, all right, cool. Of the more interesting things I've ever seen was I just watched One Up do the Meyer 2 with the hook shot. It's an interesting way to do things. I guess it is the next. So I guess it is very possible that is you're saving yourself a menu, possibly.
Oh, sorry, for what?
For he used Meyer 2 he used the hook shot.
Yeah, I don't understand because you got to be on mirror. I think that's One Up's another rando player. That might be the rando kicking in instead of. I guess it would save you the magic, but I don't really.
No, well, because your next item is the hook shot over.
Oh, that is
block.
That is true.
So it's just not using the. I mean, it's faster to hook over the initial descent as well.
Yeah, maybe if you're not really good at that, because Meyer 2 is really pretty difficult with the fire rod. If you're not great at that, potentially could be, just kind of take your loss in Meyer 2, and then you're at least saving the menu later on.
Well, because like most players, it's sometimes with RNG, Popo, you're still fucking yourself with trying to, like, you're gonna get a 1 cycle or a 2 cycle anyways. So you might as well like save the menu there, which is fine if you're trying to go for it. But if you can do kind of the fire rod dash up, grab the heart spit, you can try to get more chances at getting the Meyer to 1 cycle. But
right, as they're having quite the video over here.
Oh boy, oh yeah. Well, maybe if he didn't spend so much time writing down Pokemon chat, have a better vitreous fight. That's fair.
But we got like a 3-way tie here almost. This is I mean, the actual race part of this is immaterial. It certainly just makes it fun to watch, though.
Oh, for sure. Awase having a bit of a struggle on his Meyer exit. He went for he did a strange thing where the fireball dodge and then kind of took his time.
Yeah, this one, if you have to dodge the fireball, it's not worth it to go. It's a weird one to like recommend what to do because, like the fast exit is only faster if you can beat the fire. If you bait it on purpose to do it, then you might as well do the slow one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those things that like because obviously you still want to do the slow one as fast as possible. So it's like if you're able to do it fast as possible, you might as well go for the fast one. But then there's it depends on your consistency level and your comfort level with it. So it's a weird one to compare like apples to apple or because like,
pineapples to oranges and shit.
It's like the only reason because if you're comparing them optimally, right? It's the slow one is like it's only like a second or so faster or 2 seconds slower than the fast one. But if you're doing it optimally, you should be going for the fast one because you did it optimally, and then therefore you could have beat the fireball, right? So it's weird to like recommend or like compare it from like a theory crafting standpoint because the only reason you should be going for the slow one is if you're not doing it optimally.
Yeah, it actually kind of reminds me of this argument.
You completely cut out again.
God
damn
it!
I think the internet is getting brought to its knees right now.
Yeah, internet fucking me right now. No, I'll say it's like the silvers are. You are saving 20 seconds if you in fact do it optimally. But anyone who's getting silvers, are they doing it optimally? Now it's a little weird because this tournament people kind of opted for silvers. To improve their average time, which worked for a lot of people, Kosler included. But
yeah, I mean, I think one of the things I think people don't think about when they think about 20 seconds is it's 20 seconds optimally, right? An optimal Helma fight is goddamn impossible. Like it is just like people like if you're going in the Helma fight and you're taking it as safe as possible and you're airing Helma and you're waiting for fireball cycles and everything, you are really starting to eat in those 20 seconds.
Yes.
So like like the Helma fight is one of those things that like when you first start off, it's impossible because he just kills you. Like and not even in 80 in MG with the fighter sword and the extra hit of damage that you can take. And then like you start getting a little bit better at it, and it's one of those fights that like yeah, the hammer hits are like hard to do when you first start off, but like the safest thing to do in Helma is also the fastest. Just get the fight over with, right?
Right.
So the faster it goes, the less time there is for something to go horribly wrong. So it starts off hard, and then like you start getting like good at it, and it's like you know you're doing stuff like well I'm waiting for the mass to despawn the fireballs and all that kind of stuff. You're taking like safe hits. One up doing the rando version of Diver Down with the bomb.
What the hell am I watching? I have
Yeah.
never seen this. What is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, you can do it with the bomb.
Yeah, is that faster?
No, it's because you got to wait for the bomb timer and
Oh,
everything. So
if it was faster, we'd do it. Never mind. What a question. Like,
geez, can we throw a little bit more shade to our restreamed runners right here? That
no. I can't. No, that's impressive. I now know how to do it that way. If I ever magic, weird happens. It does cost another bomb. I was just trying to figure out. I was like, wait, is that like? I see something new and shiny. I'm like, do I need to do that? Can I do that? That sounds like fun.
I mean, you should
Like-
do it in rando, but you shouldn't do it here.
Oh yeah, I forgot they allowed this in rando.
Yeah, they did. So, but anyways, before we get into a fucking rando discussion,
Yeah, let's cut that down, please.
what I was saying about Helma, yeah, like it starts off impossible. You start getting like decent at it, where you're surviving it, and then like you start realizing how slow you're going,
Mhm.
and then it becomes impossible again. Like to actually get like optimal hammer hits, and all that kind of stuff. Like you only want to, you're missing a hammer hit slow, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But like we're like being a lot more aggressive in the fight too, where you're like
Oh,
you don't
sorry.
wait for the mass breaking or anything like that anymore.
Oh no. Well, I say with a fucking it's soft lock.
Oh no.
Yeah. Sorry to cut off your deep dive into Helma discussion.
Yeah. What I missed? What had he soft? Oh, did he?
No, because the mirror did look fine, and I looked around. You know, it was stuck up on the side there.
Yeah.
So I saw him do the wrap.
Hmm.
So he may have messed up the wrap, I believe.
It's weird to soft lock there, not just absolutely hard lock.
Yes.
If you do hit the transition, like it is possible to actually hit like the select menu, like on the first frame or something, and save it. But you got to be really on your toes there. Oh, he also misses the bomb clip. That's unfortunate. There is this is I made. So everyone was like, "Why isn't the tutorial a video?" And literally within 2 hours of us announcing the tournament and posting the tutorial, our good friend Brahmin Meat was like, "I found all this shit." And I was like, you're a real asshole. But yeah, one of like this category moves way faster than NMG as far as like strats and everything.
Well, it's a much newer, not newer, but like much less. Like just by showing that the world record, once people started leaning in on it, like came down over a minute. Like this is
with only over a minute, and we only had 15 seconds of time save since the last world record. Something around there, maybe no, a little bit more because I don't think when Josh did it, I don't know if he had the new. No, he had the new DMA. Never mind. When he got world record.
He had the new DM. I'm not sure if his record icebreaker or
no, he does not.
Right. So.
I think like when Blaine and Airy kind of were going back and forth a little bit there for the world record. I think when Blaine first got it, Icebreaker wasn't in yet. So just by and Blaine will admit that he's not a pro in this category. Whenever he did Aga Tower, he would sing the "I don't know how to do Aga Tower" song. So like he was just kind of Blaine's obviously a just
excellent
player.
runner,
yeah,
right?
And just kind of even Airy says like he doesn't really. Oh, at this point he's just fucking lying. He knows this goddamn category.
Yeah. You don't just sit on the 109 range of battling and not know.
Yeah. I mean, like there's not really too many people that be like really would like say like AD mains. Like I'm probably like one of the only ones, and then like Ham for a while was really grinding AD to get the 112. Kind of maining it for a little bit there. but like a lot of people like took this as kind of like a side category, something fun to do, and it still is. But it's nice to see like for these like last like month and a half, everyone really just to like sit down and actually like play it. There's been a bunch of new stuff found. Zero Rush also. He was grinding it a little bit before the tournament started to get he got down to the low 111s, and when he was grinding it, it was kind of like a new fresh pair of eyes on it, and he found a bunch of just like new strat, nothing major, nothing like new glitches or anything, but he found a new Zora DMD. He was kind of the one who made Meyer bomb jump viable.
Yeah, it was kind of a meme thing before. Oh yeah,
it was definitely a hot meme before. I know Gerdo did it a little bit. But whenever he did it, his title was 80 runs, but as a joke. So
I mean, but let's be honest, it's still
really
kind of it. It still is a meme, but I guess I'll allow it. I mean, and now that it's in the current world, we have to start giving some goddamn credence to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way I've been looking at it is because for a while it was like it didn't save that much, and it was like you had to have like a pretty good one to even save time with it, and of course it's risky. But I kind of started looking at it like kind of like Citrus is like as long as you're not losing time with it and you're like consistent at getting it, which doesn't take too much effort to get to, I don't think. Like then it's worth it to actually start putting in runs. So there's I'd say less than 10 people who main it right now.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It is pain in the ass. Listen, from what I'm looking at, what I see is more people should spend time learning how to swim than they should go to that goddamn bomb jump.
That swim is I think Ham said this is the hardest swim in this category. Well, this is the only swim in this category.
Yes.
Oh wait, no, actually there's that little tiny one in Meyer.
Yeah, I am gonna spend a time. I'm gonna write a goddamn tutorial on how, because you all fuck it up so much, and swimming is the easiest thing ever. It really is.
It's goddamn impossible. But yeah, it always feels bad because you're like, all right, I'm gonna get a nice Turtle Rock Gold here, and you just like swim like a fucking idiot, and you just like, well, there goes that. Like, it just the hardest part of the split is, at least for going fast, is literally in the first 5 seconds. And I am gonna
put something in the goddamn AD tutorial that I'm gonna show the NMG one as well, and this one. Swimming is so easy to not fuck up, but I see so many people just kissing rocks and just can't get up the goddamn slope.
Yeah, I mean, like even till maybe like 2 months ago, like I was really just kind of like treating that swim as like whatever, and then like I really just realized how much time I was losing on it. And I was like, okay, we gotta stop this. Like again, I don't think anyone really kind of sat down and looked at it like actually how to swim. And like it kind of like it's like, well, I think like Ari was looking at a bunch where it's like you kind of want to like turn like one pump early type of thing.
No, you literally want to hold down right, literally out of the portal straight down, and then there's like a notch in the thing with holding right.
That part's in the tutorial. That part's fairly obvious.
Yes, but if it's fairly obvious, no one does it. So it's very smooth. I don't know. I've never seen like every single one of these guys had a little party with a wall here.
Yeah, well, it's the second screen that's really because you're carrying your momentum from the previous screen, and it just gets kind of nutty.
Mm-hmm. So Oase looking a little dicey.
Yeah, Oase had a nice lead, and he's had a couple parties, and it's absolutely anyone's race at this point. Like,
oh, you mean all dungeons happened?
Yeah, all the AD happened.
Yeah, so he's going against so he's 18 seconds behind. Oh, so he's a 5:12 Turtle Rock, which is like very beatable. But right now it's his gold, so it's difficult to do so. Oh boy.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is one of those splits that, like, except for like the people who really sat down and played this game, and like the really top guys like Blaine and Ari and all them. Like if you look at the gold sheets, like people just have nutty Turtle Rock golds that are just like terabad. Like it is like it's kind of a straightforward split, but oh Jesus, I'll say like
nobody no. He's so that'll make it so that I think mkosler is taking the lead here.
Yeah, it looks like Kozer's going into his Trine X fight. The one nice thing about like you could do that, and if you're having a hell of a run, you could PB off of that because you get the free safety door and you just come back right here. So it's like a 30-second time loss, but like if the rest of your run's clean, then it actually won't completely kill your run. It's one of the usually we say like the Skullwood's Death is probably the best one to take. In this like dying right here, kind of like on the way to Tridex is probably the least bad one you could take.
Yeah, that was quite the fight for Kosler. Yeah, he did the old 4 hits on the first head and 5 hits on the second head, and then back for the first one for the cleanup.
Yeah, and, one up is still right in. I mean, I know again, Kosler is having quite the run. Azder's having quite the run. Awase's having quite the run. One up's having quite the run, but kind of in the other direction.
Yeah, minus 30 behind IP. Yeah.
Oh, he is minus. So wow. So Shady should start getting pretty nervous. So one up is running as a 1 blue ball. There is that.
So then just scrap this thing, because when you've ever been on pace, he's never been nice ever.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It is be a little bit of a feels bad if one up kind of gets this just with a 0-0-0 or something like that. If I was Shady, I would be maybe a little salty about that, but that's
sweating a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the. I don't want to say fun, but it's part of the fun of this category, especially from races. I mean, I don't know if we actually had a race purely decided by RNG. I know, like, you and Fricker, were effectively tied going into RNG, so it was RNG. Yeah, RNG decided.
RNG, yeah.
But like, if we, it would have been effectively a tie if it wasn't for that, right? So it's like, I don't think we've had one where the person who was behind
catch up because of it.
I mean, Doom and Aussie were also tied. Owase and Andy, that one would have been, but then Owase again missed the 1-on-1 and he only lost by like 7 seconds, and he missed it on the getting a second phase, which is incredibly, it's like 12 seconds or something. So if that one would have been the person behind winning, but I don't think besides that.
I'll look at this here. So one up here, he is 22 seconds ahead, and he's going into an 8-minute Turtle Rock.
Oh boy!
So this is something I'm fairly certain our boy can salvage. And as much as I like Shady, I do love to see a nice close call. So
yeah, this one's gonna come down to the wire. Yeah, do you know what his gold is?
I don't know what his gold. 738 is his gold. So.
Yeah, so that's a decent Turtle Rock. He's gonna have to play close to gold to really put this into, because again, he's gonna have to deal with blue balls. He's gonna have to deal with warps.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his Ganon is like this PB. We only track blue balls, but he is running against 1, so he's gonna have to get pretty good luck.
It looks like his gold Ganon is, or is that might be a segment time? Yeah, so a segment timer is 209 Ganon. I don't know what his gold is, but.
That's a pretty bad Ganon.
Dude, you're gonna find out it's his gold, and you're gonna feel.
Well, all right.
you're like yikes! I wouldn't want to touch that thing.
One up can definitely 1-on-1, which is really the thing that, as long as you can do that at that point, you can do that and do triples. Your gold is basically a function of, or your Ganon time is basically a function of the amount of warps he gives you. He can give you some nasty warp patterns that you may miss 1 or 2. But that's just effectively an extra warp. Oh no, Azder. That's not the where you want to fall. And we don't really want to fall in anywhere, but that's
there's a bit of a party going on here. This is going well. I mean, do that double crystal switch room a couple times for 1 up.
Yeah, I think Azder may, with this run, this is an official run for him. Maybe take the award for most amount of clown shoe races, because he's got a 113 PB. He's good at this game. He's good at this category. It's just the 3 times that they count it have not been the 3 runs that have been good for him. But when he got his PB, he put up like 4 114s in a row, and then got like a 113. So like he can do it. It's just and like he's I can't even say it's nerd. Like he's in so many tournaments, and he's in like 3 tournaments right now. He's in the multicat for SM. He's in this. He also had a party, and he lost his first round in the SM multicat because he died in 80%, which is just something that happens in SM. So like, he's been having a rough few weeks. I just need this to be known that like you chastised me for talking to someone, and then you literally just wanted this diatribe. Listen, I don't know what's happened with Asters, but he just strapped on his size 18. He's having a tough couple of weeks. I don't know what's wrong with the guy. He's better than this. It's like, ooh, yikes, poor guy. Well, I said he's better than you. You were just like yelling at one up for using the hook. Or no,
No,
that was me.
I was exactly. Look at so let it be known that when the death threats start rolling into the commentary team, it's over on Duck and not on. Thank you very
Anyways, I
much.
really hope any of our restream runners here don't rewatch this.
Oh yeah, please don't. Well, Coulter is sitting here listening to it.
Yeah, probably.
He turned off his sound so we can hear these dulcet tones.
Coulter knows he's fucked up. It's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, he might act. He's going to end up. He doesn't get. What goes to show you that if you have a 111, a 111 PB, it carries you quite a long way.
Yeah.
I mean, look at you sitting on the 3-0 pedestal.
That is a 3-0 pedestal based solely on luck too, which is, yeah.
Plot armor from Andy. Yes, I don't know how Duck became the good guy in any of these these matches. It's absolutely astounding.
I'm
Hey,
absolutely
Duck,
not the good guy.
You're no good, Duck.
There it is.
You're just like your father.
Oh, the perfect. So, 1-up is continuing. Hopefully, this run is good. I have no idea. Moment, his timer is off. He doesn't have a segment timer, so I don't know. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, so it looks like Kozer does have the lead here right now. Oase is the second. 1-up looks like to be in third, and Azder is trailing right now. But I mean, like, when we put these 4 on restream, it was like 1-up was the one. He was playing for the wild card spot, so we put him on, and then like the other 3, the little bit of like just 2-minute gap in PV, but Azder was the slowest one of 113. Expecting them to be a little bit closer, and then maybe 1-up being a little bit behind, even if everyone was on a good run. This has been kind of wild.
Yeah, it's been the 1-up show. Really, he's had a pretty consistent. And then it's like each runner you can kind of see where the wheels are. And I mean, hell, Coulter is going for bomb jumps, so you know.
Oh hell!
Oh,
okay, never mind.
Oh no, not this. I was kind of hoping for duck jump or something stupid whatever we're calling it these days. he missed the chest turn, dude. Coulter.
I've never been madder than when someone called duck jump Aussie jump in front of my face. Like I was in Aussie's chat talking to him, and someone's like, "Oh yeah, you did the Aussie jump." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Get the fuck out of here! I just watched Coulter under 2 circumstances. Right, under one chest, he did 3 dances and missed the chest turn, and then he just completely missed that meme ass chest. So
did he go for the validation chest?
He did. He's dead to me, is what it is.
Oh my god! Yeah, we're actually gonna have to turn one of his best time into a forfeit now. I think because of this.
Yeah, he missed the fence dash and that he just loses. In probably one of the weirdest Ganon fights I've ever seen him do. Ooh, no, I'll say with the fall to Moldorm, kind of making him go neck and neck with 1-up.
Yeah, what is with Moldorm recently? He's been fucking
rude
up everyone's ass. And by everyone, I mean mine.
Yeah, no, just yours. Very firmly wedged up there.
Shoutouts to Moldorm Falls in your PB.
It's alright. Rub it in for those people who don't have Moldorm Falls in there.
There was a Moldorm Fall in the world record at one point, so
that is...
it's just like that's how unoptimized this category was for a little bit.
Yeah. Josh just preying upon the weaknesses. Alright, now we just need 1-up to have a release. I'm like really hoping 1-up kind of just kills this right here.
Yeah.
He's right now like just got to the 7-minute mark.
Looks like he opens up a double. It's a little hard to tell without audio. Sometimes ones that really look like doubles are only singles. Oh, he does get another double. Let's see if he can pull off 3. Oh, that's a rude pattern.
Oh,
yeah.
That it's crazy that he slashed twice. One electrocuted him, and I don't think he knew that that ball was guaranteed.
Yeah. Again, I know like 1-up plays a lot of random. This is definitely one of the fights that the guys who play a lot of rando probably have the most unoptimized. In a random match, this fight's generally not swinging a match, something like that.
No.
But like this is just such an incredibly difficult fight, and you're trying to save just like 6 seconds per cycle, which is it's significant. And like it's like when you're running against a split timer, you can really feel those 6 seconds. When you're just looking for like a win loss in rando, it kind of gets lost in the noise a little bit. So you see it be like a little not known as well from those guys.
Right. Like when you start playing these categories, the difference between a 3 cycle and a 4 cycle is agonizing pain. Like it is hurt.
Yeah, it's like getting a 5 cycle is just like you want to cry.
Yeah, and I've openly wept because you know is that you're gonna get a 5, and you know that AGA 1 is not gonna be nice to you for it. So, Cam, can we get rid of Doom Tap, please? Can we get rid of him?
Ham, do you have a update on 1-up splits so we know?
He's 9.7.
It was 9. So he lost time on.
He did lose a bunch of time. I mean, he had a 5 cycle. And a rather rough gauntlet it seemed as well. Kosler, what are you doing?
Yeah, with oh god, he's gonna go for the spin speed on the stairs.
Why, Kosler? Why?
I know I support this. It's fine.
I don't support this. This is bullshit. Get him out.
It's pretty bullshit.
Hey Ham, can we switch to literally anyone else? Like, can we just blank his screen, please? Just get rid of it. Look, oh my god. And he had like the longest dash in the world at the end of it. Ugh. God damn. Alright, so on to better runners. We have a decent circle of plot. We got a switch to the hook there. Interesting. One up doing the thing I always do is grabbing those arrows. No.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to. If you're used to NMG, it's kind of hard to ignore.
Mm-hmm. Well, you do that room 500 times.
Yeah, I mean, if you have silvers, they make sense to get sometimes if you need them for the Ganon fight. So it's not like they're never gotten in this category. But if you don't have silvers, there's nothing else left. You have the arrow.
No, you never. Yeah, you like never go back to the bow ever. Kosler has been in this fight for what seems like eternity. I don't know how many blue balls it is, but it sounds awful.
Well, after opening that chest, I feel like this is his penance. If he got 0 off of this, I would open that fucking chest every single time. It's sort of like, it's like, oh, it's the manip. We finally found it. It's opening the fucking chest after Moltorm, which wouldn't make any sense because the game wouldn't expect you to come to the fight afterwards. It's only when you've horribly broken it that it's like this. So one-up's already in this fight. I didn't see how many he got. At this point, I think it's pretty. If he's only -9, he just there's not enough. He doesn't have enough runway left.
He's -5 walking into balls.
Yeah, so he just doesn't have enough runway to. He would need like a 120 Ganon, which would be if that happened, we would probably look at it a little closer.
Yeah, his best possible time on his split says 1:14.25, which tells me that he does golds for the split he's on in the next split. So
yeah, well, I mean, 120 Ganon would be 13 seconds better than the current best Ganon in AD. So it would be a little concerning if that happened. It'd be a little. So yeah, it does look like Shady will be moving on to the bracket stage. So congratulations to him. I think one up will probably. I mean, he's. We were saying he could still potentially PB here, which would be very nice.
Yeah.
It would be maybe a little bittersweet where he gets the PB, but just not big enough to get into the group stage. But like I said, I know he did express interest in joining the other bracket if it doesn't work out for him.
And I expect him to be a very strong contender.
Yeah, I mean, one up was one of our players who ended up cutting the higher seed in his bracket. So he was actually the favorite heading into the 1-up Saban race, and that was actually another one of the very good races. It was very close for most of it, I believe. And Saban just barely pulling it out. Saban picking up the blue mail in his run.
He always does that. I don't know what the hell that's about.
It's with Icebreaker. It's now a viable backup.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, it's not every day that you get the opportunity to get paired up against Zelna in your group. It's like,
yeah, that was that was basically Zelna with a bye, and then one up and Saban doing their one race to see who moves on.
Yeah.
But with the way that the groups are set up, Saban was the lowest 2 seed, one up was the highest 3 seed. So they were both in very good position to get the wild card. If I'd one up, probably should have had the wild card spot if it wasn't for the Owase debacle.
All right, so GG for Coulser. He's taking 5th place in the entire of the race structure. I'll give you kind of a rundown of what happened here. We got Ari finished first so far in the community race at the 1:11.44. Dwayne second with a 1:12.30. We have Chex Human with a 1:13.24 in third. Gland coming in at a 1:13.28 with 4th place, and then Coulser finishing 5th with a 1:13.29. And GG to Owase, who's going to be pulling up at 6th. The time is going to look to be something to the effect of a 1:14.16 for him.
Yeah, I mean, so like I said, everyone who just finished there is in the top half of the brackets, except for Kozer is the bottom seed in the top half right now. So I mean,
which is insane, which is absolutely insane.
So Kozer and Owase both had just disaster runs for them, and they're still pulling these 114 numbers. But if they do have this run against their opponents that they're likely to be up against, Kozer is going to be either playing you or Glan, depending on when we decide this stupid tiebreaker. I'm all for flipping a coin on Restream right now if we want to do that. If Ham could restream a giant animated coin.
I am one of the ones heavily back up. So nice run from One Up and Azder. I can't believe it. Cole's One Up is going to be sniped Azder with the 1:15.59 over the 1:16.16. And given kind of how the Aga blue ball situation in the warp sync went, not a PB for him, but a good finish overall.
Yeah, unfortunately, One Up was having a strong run, but just wasn't able to pull it out. Had a couple problems in Ganon's tower, so it's unfortunate for him. But he will likely be the top seed in the. He's either I know So also has a 115, and One Up's going to be right there around the 115 line too. I think he might end up being the 2 seed in that. Like I said, I know he expressed interest in that. Hopefully, we will be getting that started shortly as well. I think to actually close out brackets, I think I just need to confirm from Zero that he's not planning on doing a run sometime today, and then we can start getting this going. Azzer is going to improve his spot by at least a little bit. In fact, I can start getting these numbers in.
Yeah, and it's
if you wanna do the talkie to the runners here, I'll get the numbers in and we can start looking at the actual bracket.
I just have to say,
Yes.
14 Lanx W's in that run.
Damn, is that a record?
It most certainly
It's definitely
isn't.
a personal best.
It
Okay.
most certainly is fucking not. I'll tell
Are
you.
you counting the swamp one? Because that was a fucking second try one. I gotta go to the judge
I
to see
had
if that one counts.
5 tries on one of my chest turns. All right, I don't want to fucking hear it. A chest turn is a chest turn.
Coulser,
Thank
you
very
sound drunk. You're slurring your words.
He probably is.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Started pounding mimosas.
Why don't you show up when you come there and hit 14 first try chest turns and don't add chests to the run,
And
you rat.
don't miss fence dash.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Not only no. Here's the thing. Here's why.
The
Here's why
worst
you
was
lose.
I missed the fucking the quote
The final
unquote validation chest
Yeah.
in Ganon's tower.
This is proof that the quarantine has gone on for too long, and people should not be left to their own devices.
Oh my god.
That was very embarrassing for you. Yeah. I
Coulser,
guess
would you-
And then what the hell? I thought that you could. I thought that you could spin speed off of the little stairs in the doorway.
You can. You're just bad.
I guess I'm just horrible.
Oh, what happened to you? What, dude? Come on.
Who are you?
Yeah. Like, You come in here. First of all, you grab that chest and you miss spin speed, so you should have immediately been ejected from the race.
Well, the whole time, the whole time, y'all were like, "Wow, man, One Up's keeping up with Costa," and obviously One Up had a fantastic run, but like at least the first 6 or so chest turns that I had were like three attempts before I got it.
I'm gonna make a statement to you, Kosler. You came out at the same time, and he was still with you. So that either says that, or this 111 runner has shit their pants. And I was trying to be the more positive light and One Up was, and so you could clean yourself up, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
In the end, of the restream runners, who came out on top? That's right.
It's like
in Kosler.
Nice. It's like the fifth grader who just rolled onto the playground and started kicking sandcastles over. Nice. To take your win and walk away with it.
This is assuming you can actually live with yourself after missing all those chest turns in the fence dash.
I saw a little too much dust being kicked up for my liking. We're gonna be chest turning.
Y'all
nice
missed
fire bomb jump, by the way.
Yeah.
Y'all were like completely not even paying attention until a freaking hand.
4 streams going on.
Listen.
Ham was like,
listen, you don't understand.
Kosler.
I mentioned.
I spent like 12 seconds select buffering every frame.
Have you ever commentated with Duck? Duck goes on these diatribes. You just can't get a word in, so I have to talk about your thing 2 splits later. I'm in the Ice Palace, and I'm like, man, did you see that sexy chest turn from him 6 times ago?
Throwing your partner under the bus.
Listen, Stupod's not even listening right now. He entered the door.
I'm making the brackets. I'm trying to hype up some goddamn matches here. I gotta type all these fucking names out.
All right. Well, while these assholes are figuring shit out, I just want to take a second and talk a little bit about this channel that you're all watching right now. This is forevergrind.fm, which you can access via that URL or this Twitch stream at FGFM. It is a 24/7 channel of speedrunning content. You can request videos using the website. If you log in with Twitch, you can request them directly from chat. It's running all the time. Usually got some tunes playing. It's kind of meant to be sort of a resource for A Link to the Past runners, but also just kind of a place to hang out. If you got nothing else going on, there's usually some trivia rolling and some other mini games and such. So and we like to do these restreams for races every once in a while. Kind of working on fleshing out the background tech right now to make this a little bit easier to manage and run, so we can hopefully do more of these in the future. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the show. Big shout outs to all of our racers who were featured on the channel, and also to Duck and Lynx for holding down the commentary for this stream. So please give us a follow if y'all enjoyed. And yeah, we'll be back with more of this content hopefully in the near future.
For sure.
Okay, so Zero and Saban just added me and saying it looks like they're not doing a race today. So it looks like these are going to be the final standings. So I kind of just typed this out real quick. These are, I guess we'll call them provisional, not 100%, because I got to double check some of this stuff. But likely these are going to be the brackets. So the first matchup is going to be Zelna versus the one and only Swerb. So we wish Zelna all the luck in that, making sure he doesn't hard lock 3 times in his run. We got Ari Moogle, Boyne versus the Saban. We got Doom versus Ace, and then the hot matches start really coming in. Andy versus Linko. Zero Rush versus Matt. Matt again is really coming up quickly in this. Definitely can put up some good times. Like he probably is going to have a 112 by the end of this. Josh versus Azder. Hopefully, kind of that might be the match of the people who had the most comedy runs in this tournament. So that could be a good one. Aussie versus Pika Pals. So that's 2 again. I guess more rando mains. Aussie's putting up some really good times, and Pika Pal's been up and coming as well. We got Dow versus ACM. Another really good one. Louis versus Shady Force. And then it's going to be me versus Kyong. Ham, you have drawn probably the biggest up-and-comer so far. With you're playing Fox Lisk in the first round.
Oh snap!
This one is going to be hot. Fricker versus Kaznode. That I think, yeah, Kaznode now, yeah, Kaz likes to play from behind. Apparently, he is again the bottom seed, but he's a better PB than the person he's playing. So that is going to be a really good one. Checks the lane is going to be a really good one as well. And then once we sort out this tiebreaker, it's going to be Oasi versus Lanxion Glan, or Kozler versus the other one. So especially those bottom the bottom 4 matches look to be really, really good ones. Those are going to be really hype. And then once we get into the second round, where the blood is really going to start flying, because people are going to be really close to each other and really fighting to stay alive in this tournament. So that's, I think maybe Fricker Kaznode would maybe be the most exciting one in that. But any of those, like those bottom 4, all look to be really exciting matchups. And if you guys have any opinions.
I mean, it's still all dungeons at the end of the day. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
TVs can be somewhat of a guide for us, and we can use their performance in the group stage a little bit as well. But yeah, those, in terms of just raw skill level, those are definitely some really close matches, and I'm excited.
I mean, we all know this tournament's a little bit of formality. We all know who's going to win. I'd like to give an early congratulations to Swerb. Just with his whatever sort of voodoo that he had next, really no one has any chance.
So you said that I have a chance of drawing Lanx, right?
Yeah, it's Lanx and Glan.
or Glan.
Yeah, it's Lanx and Glan. I don't know if we. Damn, do you want
So-
to get a coin?
I just want to say, if it's Lanx first round, guaranteed win. Putting you in the ground, calling it right now.
Oh,
Okay, can we just are you opposed to just using that as the tiebreaker? Because I want this was fucking call out right now. I want this matchup.
no, I don't think that's how that works.
This is exactly how this works.
All right, hold on, I got
we
something.
have the integrity of a fucking tournament. It can't just be like Kolsler is trying to get this down.
I
I'm
mean,
not going to have
I'm
it.
cutting a goddamn promo.
He is. This is. I don't. God,
Hey, freak show, you're going nowhere.
I got you for
3.
no.
I got you for 3 chest turns.
I got you for 71 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You should just sit down to do the math.
71 minutes of playtime.
Kozer had to look up how many minutes were in an hour before making that joke. Apparently.
Well, I mean, it's on par with people cutting promos for wrestling. So
I was just Scott Steiner mathing for a second.
I don't care. I think technically it's supposed to be me and Oase versus, because of all the metrics we came of finding out what could possibly be the tiebreaker. The thing is, we did not designate a tiebreaker, and of course, the 2 people that are doing tiebreakers are 2 admins. So it's like no matter what we do, it's going to be shady as fuck.
All right, here we go. We got the tech. The tech is on screen.
Oh,
Are you all ready for this?
I am not ready for this. Let me look at this FGF. Let's see it. Okay, what the hell is this?
All right, so Lanx.
Yeah.
Choose heads or tails.
Wait, you're not going to bring Glan into this too?
Oh, fuck Lane. No, here's the question though. I'm choosing heads or tails for what? Like we have to designate what the flip is going to be.
for the higher seed.
So higher seed if the flip wins. Okay.
Or we can just do heads, Lanx wins, tails, Glan wins.
I mean,
So that's what me calling it would be.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much essentially
All
the same
right.
thing.
So I'm gonna call tails.
Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1, flip.
What? Tails.
Let's fucking go, Kosler.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. I'm glad that Ham managed to get this nice rigging going on here. It's shout-outs to Ham for getting the hype out in for this matchup.
The crop underneath has or input whatever you want.
Exposed.
I'm glad Ham turned off that window capture before the cone came up.
Yeah. Exposing all my secrets over here. All right.
Oh, I cannot wait to put Kosler into a goddamn body bag. This is gonna be great.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna put an announcement out in a few minutes here. If everyone wants to double check their times. By the way, shout outs to I think it was Glenn and Fox, when I said please check all your times, they both told me there was an error, and it was an error in their favor. So just everyone's showed just really good sportsmanship during this whole thing. We had a couple. I know the Dow Chalmers match. Chalmers had an issue, had to come out halfway through, and Dow was willing to reschedule it halfway through. So this entire tournament, everyone's been showing great sportsmanship. But yeah, I will, because there's also likely that I have an error in the other way, and I want to make sure that doesn't affect anything. So I'll put an announcement out, and we'll work on getting the brackets finalized. Depending on how much of a jerk challenge is, I might have to make a new tournament. We will see. So, I think that's pretty much it for me. I don't know if you guys want to say anything else.
Thank you very much. I'm glad everyone has been really, really cool for this tournament. I'm glad everyone came out. I'm glad everything's been great. Greenham, you're awesome. Thanks for restreaming all this shit. And I can't wait. The tournament's not even over. We still have like all the best matches coming up. So stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll get the groups out, or the brackets out, hopefully today, and then we'll probably kick it off Monday officially. That'll give us some time to get some scheduling done, and then if any good matches, or some of the good matches happen on Monday, we'll have time to get commentators and restreams for it. Yeah.
All right, good stuff. Well, thanks a lot, guys, once again for the comms. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, please give the channel a follow. We'll not be going offline after this. It is a 24/7 channel, so I'm just going to be switching things back over to that. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and stay comfy out there. Wash your hands. All right. Peace out.